everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing something super cool. It is the Sideshow Collectibles Militaries of Star Wars 442nd Siege Battalion Clone Trooper. That's a mouthful, but here he is. This guy came out in I think like 2012-ish, and is really cool. Part of the Militaries of Star Wars, which is a really neat line that shows the different like clone troopers and stormtroopers that they did. And I was really interested in this. I really like the clone troopers that Sideshow has put out in the past. I think that they look really, really good, and so I went ahead and picked one up. So this is a really, really nice one. I'm very excited about this. I didn't get a deal on this at all, but you know, I paid pretty much whatever it was going for. But it does say on the bottom that it's from Sideshow Collectibles. There's the whole title. It's a 1/6 scale figure, and you have a picture of the trooper. So he's a light green kind of and a white, and he does look weathered. Up here there's Militaries of Star Wars. I'm sorry, this box is so reflective. And then here's another picture with a couple different poses that he's in. And then in the back here, there is some scenes from Attack of the Clones, which you never see this clone in. You actually don't see this clone in the movies at all. He's an expanded universe sort of trooper, but I think that's cool nonetheless. I really like his color palette. You see him again here. All of the Sideshow Collectibles boxes have a magnetized flap, and then you're able to unfold them. Just showing you this really quick. In the middle is the actual bio of the type of trooper. This panel here is the Military of Star Wars panel. And then you obviously have the accessories panel, which still has accessories in it. And then the trooper panel, which holds the clone trooper itself, which he's out of the box right now. But I figured that the best way to show you this figure would be just taking you a closer look behind the camera instead of in front of it. So I'm going to switch over now and show you some of the really cool details about this guy. Alrighty, here is a closer look at the clone trooper out of the package. To note, he does come with the bottom support stand, so this kind of like, he kind of stands over this, which is very helpful for these kind of figures. That way you're not having to squeeze the torso. I never liked that kind of stand, but this stand does say 2009. I think that's maybe when they made the stand set or something. But this figure is not from 2009, but you know, people like to reuse things. So there's the trooper right there, and I think overall he looks really good. But before we get into him, I do want to show you the variety of accessories. He does come with several sets of hands and a pair of action boots is what they call these. So you could have him kneeling or in the middle of running, and they're bent-toed. And they're also dirty. They're painted to match the ones that he is currently wearing, which is very nice to note. Even the hands have damage on them from scuffed paint. He is definitely not a shiny, as they said in the Clone Wars with the new clones. But you get some interesting hand motions, some thumb ones, you get some pointing finger ones, so some different hand signals and commands, which is really cool. So I like that they give you a big variety of those. You also do get a Handheld Blaster. This is their standard blaster, which looks really nice. It's got some good detailing. I like the little coils here, and then the magazine. One thing to note about this gun is that it's really loose. It's got a stock, and it basically can fold, so I guess you could technically have him shooting the correct way. You never see it folded out in the movies. You always see it like this, but it is a little bit loose, so it tends to fall, but it's meant to do this number here, and serve as a kind of an armpit stock to support the gun. So it's really cool. He also comes with a very large blaster, so as you can tell right here, which I'll show you here. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. He is canted a little bit. There we go. Very large. This one, it doesn't feel super heavy or anything. It's very light plastic. It's very odd. I don't know what this is, but it looks like a scope that's underneath the blaster or the rifle. That's kind of funny. Of course, it is Star Wars, so nothing really makes actual sense in that regard. But I think it looks really cool. It's very tall. It's like super tall. Like I guess in real life, if somebody had a gun this big, it would be like way, way heavy. But this one, here it is. And it's really cool. It looks great. I definitely like the finish on it. It looks like a metal, even though it is very plasticky. And then here is the figure himself. And I think that he looks great. He stands well on his own. and he's very articulated as the Sideshow figures are. What's really cool about the clone troopers is they have this like body glove underneath that's actually fabric, so he's got this black fabric behind him, and all of his armor pieces actually move individually. They're not tacked onto his legs or anything, so they will shift when he shifts, basically to kind of resemble what would happen in real life. And I really like that aspect, but it also gives me a lot of anxiety because then I feel like sometimes I can't get his armor shifted correctly, because you do have to kind of shift over the pieces. But his articulation is fantastic. I don't really think there's a huge need to go over it, because, I mean, it's like basically anywhere that a normal human could bend, he can bend. With the exception, you know, you'd have to think on if you were wearing armor or not. But I really like him. I like the color scheme a lot, and I think that he's got some really good damage detail on him with the scuffed up paint. They put it in all the right places. One thing, though, to note about these guys is they do feel very light. And I don't know if it's just this one or if it's other ones, but his armor is just made out of a very light plastic, like similar to the gun here. And so that is something, you know, in hand, he feels a little bit less expensive, less quality because of that. He definitely looks quality, but the armor is just very light feeling in hand. But I think it all looks good. It's all very sturdy, though, despite it being light. I mean, all the pieces, you know, are definitely firm and whatnot, and they fit on well. Sorry, the dog started barking there, but overall, I really like the armor, and I think that it is super cool, and I think it looks very realistic. So there is that to take into account. His helmet also looks very good. I think it's very accurate. You can kind of see it there. And he doesn't come with a special face or anything because he's just a normal trooper. You can see he's even kind of dirty over here. I really like that. But it's very neat nonetheless. You can also see the body glove move as I twist the head. You can put these guys in a lot of different combinations for poses. So, very cool. I really like him. I think that he looks great. He definitely stands out amongst the Sideshow figures I have. He's just very imposing, and he looks very realistic. I really am quite happy with him, and I do have a Commander Gree coming, which I'll be doing a review on when I get him, and I think that they'll look great together because they're both green. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you want to see more Sideshow figure reviews, I have them in my collectibles playlist on my channel. So feel free to check that out if you'd like. And thank you, as always, for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.